all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
I said, what up?
Nothing too much. Dude,
Beautiful
that was
people
awesome,
out there.
That was a cool clip. Oh, look at you, dude. I thought you were going to be hiding the whole time.
No, dude. I'm totally, I don't hide. I don't hide, dude. I don't know who you're talking to, but this guy doesn't hide. I know what you're talking about.
No, it's not what I heard. Not what I heard. No, that intro was was awesome, man. That's better. That's a better background. that looks well. I'm not even gonna give you shit anymore.
I mean, is this to your liking? Are we doing this? So
that's a great graphic. That's a great graphic.
Oh, thank you, dude. I appreciate that. So we're dealing with Tim Lattie at the moment. And me and Tim are friends, but I don't think we became good friends until this last couple of years. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like, here's the deal. Like, I think our president actually brought me and Tim closer.
Here we go.
Because like people always tell me like Tim's crazy, you know, it's like he's fucking lost his mind. He's with the KKK or some shit like that.
Oh,
like,
man, we're hitting the ground running tonight, huh?
No.
I'm
but
glad I shared this link everywhere.
But seriously, I think it was like it's because he was a Trump supporter. Like, not in our group of friends. Like, I don't think that's really accepted. Either being being a Trump supporter or like recognizing that CG isn't a Nazi group isn't accepted amongst some of our friends. You know what I'm saying? Comicsgate. Like Comicsgate.
Oh, wow. Dude, fun fact, literally, like when we're messaging earlier, I'm like, dude, I'm not doing politics. And the first thing you go
No, I'm not. We're not going to go deep into politics. I just want to, I'm just kind of trying to give people some background on our relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. We met on the SuperCon set, and then I don't know how.
No, I think we met before that. Like, we met way before. We met over at BSI. Like, you know, I was there when you signed like a Night Stars book and gave it to a guy, and he was like, "Can I please get another copy without your signature on it?" Like, that was.
Dude, I don't even remember this, man. Serious.
I know, it was a long time ago, dude. It was a long time ago.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy, but yeah, me and Tim started. You know, we fucking help each other out like artists are supposed to do. And to be honest,
I like those videos, dude. Ethan was doing videos, like breaking toys and stuff like that, and I would just cry laughing.
Really? I never seen those. Like,
this is the early days, and I'm still not even sure what CG is specifically, and I don't care. I don't want to get into it, but
CG, let me put it as simple as I possibly can. Like, once you dig past all the politics and all the hate and all that kind of crap, it's just about doing comics without politics. You see what I'm saying? And that's it. That's all it's about. Like, not making not getting on top of your soapbox and saying gender rights or anything like that. It's just about making comics that are fun and giving the customer what they want. Basically, that's all it is. You know?
Right. When I would like to do work that is more timeless than anything. So like, if you go and watch, I was thinking about this earlier, when you go watch like something like Empire, I'm not comparing anything I do to something like that, it's not dated. You know what I mean? Like, you can watch it any day of the week, dude, any year, and it's still gonna hit. I feel like a lot of times they do stuff now and it's just kind of feels a little dated. I do read old comics a lot, and those it was happening in the 90s as well, but just not to, I guess not to that level.
Well, let's put it this way: like, every 90s book could possibly be a CG book. God, Tim, you need to get headphones in the future. I can hear an echo.
really? All right. I can turn it down. I can turn it there.
But
maybe.
yeah, dude. I mean, that's all it is. But I gotta say this. Like Tim's a veteran of not mainstream. I wouldn't call it mainstream. I would call it sub-mainstream, maybe. I guess.
Okay, what is that?
Like,
I don't
like
know.
not like I consider mainstream like
I'm a veteran of it.
like I consider mainstream like Marvel and DC. Am I right? And so I guess sub-mainstream would be like Dark Horse and IDW. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not quite mainstream, but it's there. You know, like it's just right below like the mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
I'll take it.
And Tim put his time in. Like I can honestly say that. Like he put a lot of work into getting himself into those areas, like as far as like getting recognized by IDW and also getting recognized by Dark Horse too, because Tim did a job called Plants versus Zombies. You know, he did one of the volumes of Plants versus Zombies. And what this is the part that CG is against. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to recruit you into comics game or anything like that, but but I remember this clearly. Like we were at
Team Lattie, bro.
No, listen. We were at BSI Comics, and Tim was shooting for like fucking what was it? It was that Michael J. Fox movie.
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future. So IDW was putting out a Back to the Future book, and Tim's like, I want to do Back to the Future so badly. And I was like, dude, why they pass? He was like, but they passed me up again on Back to the Future. And I was like, get the fuck out of here. He goes, because I seen his work. And I was like, even though our styles were like night and day, like mine's like a Bisley and Tim's more like, you know, Joe Mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, why would they pass you up? You know what I'm saying? And he was like, well, go look at the artists that they had on Back to the Future, right? So we're at BSI Comics.
Oh,
and
man,
this
you
is the
throwing
same
me
day.
under the bus tonight, man.
No. Well, he goes in and he pulls out like the Back to the Future comic. And dude, it was the worst artwork I ever seen before in my life. And I was like, dude, why would they? And I think that's part of politics though, right? Because that
but you can't say that. You can't say that because you don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And no, you can't. I can't agree with that one. But for me, it's more. Look,
are you still
every artist is going to have a certain level of ego. Every artist is going to be like, dude, I'm.
Well, my ego. This ain't something that you're saying. This ain't something that you're saying. I'm not throwing you under the bus. I just want you to know that I'm not throwing you under the bus because this is just my opinion. Okay, my opinion is that you should have been. If it was merited on talent, your talent should have got you that job. You know what I'm saying? Because, in my opinion, you are one of the most talented comic artists that I've seen so far, besides a mutual friend of ours that is a real veteran of the mainstream. You know what I'm saying?
Didn't expect that comment. Yeah, appreciate that, brother.
Okay, you want me to take it back? I take it back. Like you're not.
No. I'm
kind of stuck.
That's one thing I agree with you said tonight, man.
So Tim, let's get into Night Stars, and you can explain to me why you hate women.
You don't know. And this is for all the young artists out there that are trying to get into comics. We don't know where it's going to go in the future. No, I mean seriously, we don't know like how the companies are going to fall, if it's what form it's going to take. But you don't know what goes on behind the scenes, and we all can feel like that sometimes. We can all feel like, man, I should have been drawing this book. I should have been doing this. I should have been doing that. I think that's good. I think that's healthy. But I don't know. Don't use it as a crutch, and don't turn it into like they don't like me kind of thing or something like that. Because you gotta imagine these editors, they're getting emails like you wouldn't believe all day, every day, man. Like it's just I'm assuming most of their day is just looking at other artists' emails. Yeah. So yeah, we don't know. I don't personally know what goes on behind the scenes. I'm just saying, I don't know. Don't make it a political thing, bro. Just
it's not about politics. I just think that it's not based like the merit of an artist in comics right now isn't based on your ability to draw a character. You know what I'm saying? Like, because you look at all these, like you've always wanted to do Spider-Man for Marvel, right? Mm-hmm. Was it Spider-Man or was it?
Dude, it's funny. I appreciate this because now we're having like a real conversation. I I don't know what goes on like at a Marvel or something like that. Yeah, personally, am I confident that I would do a good job on a book like a Spider-Man?
Well, you already proved that you can knock a deadline
Why
down.
would I not?
You know what I'm
Why would I not
saying?
think like that?
You already proved that you can get pages out. You know what I'm saying? Like you see where I'm going? Like I said, you've already proved that you can knock a deadline out. You know what I'm saying? Like you can handle a deadline. You know, like you've already proved that you can handle getting a book out a month. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but the feeling that I'm getting, in fact, other artists that have a cartoony style, like they were told that this is from Marvel editors, is that they don't like cartooning isn't in anymore. It's all about realism. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, really? I've heard that before. I mean,
but that's ridiculous. That's
right
fucking ridiculous. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've had more interaction with Marvel editors than DC. I've never really gotten in touch with many DC editors for whatever, just played out like that.
But you
they
never
always
want
like
to
my
work for
style.
Marvel.
I just never got a shot over there. IDW, I can say that they're.
I think IDW has been pretty good to you, so far.
I was definitely going to clarify that. No, IDW has been very good.
I'm not saying anything bad about IDW. I'm just saying in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I said I'm not saying anything bad. I want to clarify too. Like, I'm not saying anything bad about IDW. I'm saying the general feeling of the industry at, let me put it this way. 2 years ago till now, you know what I'm saying? Even longer than that, like 5 years, you go back 5 years, the general feel of the industry is like, it's not based on merit or talent. Like they're not hiring based on talent. You know what I'm saying? Like, or the ability to knock a book out or anything like that. It feels more like, like you got to know somebody to get to where you want to be at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but I didn't know any of these people. Like my editor over there on Ghostbusters, I never met him till 2 summers ago in person, and coolest dude in the world. You know what I mean? Like you could just tell he's a good dude.
Well, you put your dudes in with IDW. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know, but I can't speak for his. I just can't speak for his thought process.
Do you want to mention that editor's name?
No, I don't. I mean, yes, but and then I've had, and I can mostly talk about IDW people. There's a couple other editors over there.
I kind of don't want you to talk about IDW because you had a good experience with IDW. You know what I'm saying? Right, like, there's nothing to talk about as far as IDW. I want to talk about like you reaching out to Marvel and how you were like you haven't gotten your shot at Marvel.
Yeah, but I don't want to play a victim role or something like that.
I don't want you to play a victim role either. Because you're not a victim. Because you've already put your dues in. That's my point. My point isn't that you're a victim. My point is that you put your dues into the industry, but for some odd reason, the industry hasn't rewarded you with what you've been going for, what you've been going for all these years. You know what I'm saying? It's like a job at Marvel, even a low job. You know what I'm saying? Like working on, I don't know, like like Darkhawk or something like that. Or, yeah.
I don't think like that, if that makes sense. I did think like that before. And now when I look back, it's funny. And now I look back and I'm like, dude, I don't think I was good enough to do that then. And I'm glad it didn't happen. Yeah. So I wonder if in like 5-10 years, I'll feel like that again. So that's what I'm saying. You don't want to play that. Dude, I'm telling you, I bet you almost every artist goes through that same, oh, bro, I should be drawing this book. I should be drawing this book. And dude, take that feeling, internalize it, and go draw and just get better and get better. Or do your own book or something like that, because things are changing really, really fast.
You see, Tim, I was baiting you into that. Like, that's exactly what I wanted you to say. You know what I'm saying? It's exactly what I wanted you to say.
Like, I'm enjoying
it. Because there are so many people out there that feel like they deserve shit. You know what I'm saying? And you don't deserve shit, dude, because nobody owes you anything. You know what I'm saying?
That's a bad attitude in life. And if that was what you were trying to get me to say, then yeah, I don't like that. It just is.
I want you to talk, dude. I'm trying to get you to talk. Let's go.
Yeah. No, Yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, you could say that about all kinds of stuff in life. You know, dude, I used to play basketball all the time. I was a good. I'm you know, I'm a little older now, but I was a good ball player, bro. I never made the high school.
You might be
team.
stretching the truth a little bit.
You never played me.
Well,
But,
I remember you used to play grab ass in a mall with little kids and shit.
So yeah, man, no, it's just a bad attitude to have. If you're a young artist or you're somebody watching this at anything in life, don't have that attitude, man. Just work harder. Use it. It's good.
Not everybody belongs in the mainstream.
You were talking about that's a great artist. He used to say, "Dude, another log on the fire, man. Another log on the fire."
Okay. You want to talk about Night Stars now?
Yeah, well, I'd love to. Yeah.
You sure? Yeah. You want to talk about?
Yeah, that's what I came on
here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Night Stars?
So, back in 2012, I'd actually been working on this for years, and I launched a Kickstarter, and this was in the early days, man. You got to think, this is 7-8 years ago, and it's about this book, Night Stars, which is a story of 3 kids who are taken aboard a flying saucer. And when they're on there, the saucer kind of like morphs around them and puts them in these suits that make them look like aliens, like behind you, like little green men. But the saucer is actually a time machine, and it takes them back in time where they crash land in Roswell in 1947. So they're the Roswell aliens. It's a whole play on that mythos. But from there, the story expands, and it becomes their journey throughout time, dealing with history's mysteries. Like they knock Amelia Earhart's plane out the sky. One of them falls in love with Anne Frank. They get a Yeti as a pet, which is becoming my favorite character, Leslie and the Yeti. And that's where we're at now. So, and you just passed him up. There was a guy that had messaged me, Michael DeShesser, and he wanted to be involved with the project. And over the last few years, we've become friends. And I know he's watching. He's stuck with it. And now we have a completed series. So the first series is completed, and we're going to launch it, in its entirety as a hardcover. After 7 long years, man, I guess it'll be about
how many issues after 7 years? How many issues did you get done?
So we got 5 issues done. So again, I'm doing stuff in the meantime. So I'd be able to get about an issue a year ish.
So
we did four regular issues, which is the first story arc. So this is one of the first pages. And then if you go to the end of the book, you're going to see we did an issue for UNICEF. So we did we actually ended up doing a bunch of stuff for UNICEF.
Oh shit! You sent me the whole book. Like this is all. How many issues did you send over? It's all 5 issues.
Yeah. Go to the back. Go to the end. The art gets better.
Yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, those pages you guys just seen. That's 7 years old. Those pages. I
tell you what, dude. It's a good progression. It's a good way to look through. How much can change now? Every now and again, I'll go back and look at something in a notebook, or I was on Facebook the other day and I was looking at I had some old art on there on my Lattie Inc. page, and I was just blown away, man. Taylor Wells did the colors on this. If you know Taylor.
Tell us who Taylor is. I know who Taylor is. I just want everybody else to know who Taylor is.
She's a great local colorist. She grew up on the North Shore. Last I knew, she was in New Orleans, and she works on Chew with Rob Guillory. So she's the colorist on Chew. Super, super talented, man. Hard worker.
Really good. Yeah, she's fantastic.
Super talented.
I think I pissed her off more than a few times over at Drink and Draw.
No, she's a character, but
because I got drunk and I just talk shit.
But she's good, and I guess I'm pretty sure she's probably on Farmhand now. Rob's new book.
Oh, really? Holy shit!
I would assume. I mean, it seems like they kept the same team.
Now, Tim, I have some serious questions in here. Like, in this universe of Night Stars, is there a flat Earth?
No, it's whatever you want it to be. No, I'm not.
Do you believe in the flat Earth theory, Tim?
God, you ain't stopping tonight, huh? Let's talk about the comic. But no, it's going to deal with, but it does deal with conspiracies. So I don't plan on touching on that one. But there's some others that'll be in there. Like, again, I said the Yeti. There's been talk about a few other things. And I kind of have the next couple series planned out.
I want
So
people to know too, like if his art style seems familiar, it's because Tim actually did one of the covers for Doc Salem. He did he did, and it's actually one of my favorite covers that he did. He did a very good rendition of Doc Salem. Yeah. Um, and there's another thing about this too. What like during New York Comic Con, wasn't Night Stars featured in New York Times Square?
that was later on. So that wasn't during New York Comic Con. There was a NASDAQ opening bell ceremony where there are a bunch of books that dealt with that were done for UNICEF, and we happen to be one of those. And so for the NASDAQ opening bell, it was featured on the NASDAQ screen. So great.
See,
great
I feel like you're downplaying that a little bit, dude. You know,
no, I have a picture of it. I have it hanging in the living room. So very, very proud moment. Very cool moment. So yeah, this book is one of those things where it was just, it was something we all kind of were doing on the side, had a definitely have a love for it. And it evolved over the years as well, where like the little girl became she ended up seeming like more like the main character. And the audience right there, Leslie.
Yeah.
So organically, dude, it's just where it went. What I feel like drawing,
I love that.
I love the Yeti, dude. I'm all about the Yeti
Not
right now.
the Yeti, but I think the way you made it look like the Star Wars logo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the so that's gonna be the Kenner box. That'll just be like the Kenner box that came out in '77 for the toy.
Yeah. Dude, that's fucking
But I love
amazing.
all that stuff too, man. Like I'm a toy collector. Sort of.
Well,
Not as much anymore.
you're an old man though, aren't you, Tim? Like you're
I think I'm younger than you, dude.
I don't know, dude. I'm 28. I don't know if you can.
You look it. No, I'm 39. I feel good though, man. I feel young.
Do you have toys in the works for Night Stars?
We're working on that too. There's a lot more that goes into that than you would think. So we've had some help with my buddy at Zika Toys. He's doing. Remember Sectars back in the day?
Yes, I do remember.
He's doing a Sectars. I'm pumping him right now. He's doing a Sectars run that's on Indiegogo. And what's going on? And,
keep going, Tim. Keep going.
Yeah. So he's doing the Sectars toys, and he's been helping out behind the scenes on what to do. So if you remember Sectars and you enjoyed that, I would go check him out for sure.
So it's the creator of Sectars?
Huh?
The creator of Sectars?
No, he's not the creator of Sectars, but he got the license, and he already did one wave of toys, and they're gorgeous. They're modern.
Nice. All right, sweet.
And he's doing a second wave now, which again, dude, this is another guy that you got to respect somebody that's going to go on that level. Because, dude, it is not cheap. Like doing the whole toy process, we're figuring that out now. It's intense.
No, it's definitely not cheap, dude. Like you have to get like 50,000 units or something like that to be able to.
It's not even as much the units, dude. The unit price is not that crazy. It's the tooling process.
That's what I'm saying. To be able to break even, like with all, yeah.
Can I just
get these? Wait, what's that, Brian?
I just need to interject for a second. First of all, howdy, Tim. Pleasure to make your acquaintance. But it's just really kind of sad and pathetic just listening to grown men talking about toys.
What?
I don't get it. I don't get it. Like why would somebody keep stuff like this around?
I was getting defensive. I was going to go in. I was like,
I'm not starting any smoke.
Water, bro.
I'm not starting any smoke. It's all good. I'm just like Preston. I'm a ball breaker.
Actually, with Brian's campaign, Brian's getting miniatures made for Six Gun Gorilla.
Yeah, man.
Like those miniature little. Brian, you got a sample you can show, or?
Well, no. Well, I mean, I have screenshots taken from from the program that George uses, George Peter Gatsis, also known as the Blue Muppet, and he's doing like a figurine with his 3D printer. I mean, the first thing I thought of when they created 3D printers was, oh my God, custom action figures, right? Where you could scan somebody's face and put it on an action figure, that sort of a thing. He's making a 6-gun gorilla miniature that is what's the term I'm looking for? It's all the pieces are separate. That's to say, you can take the hat off, paint it, put it back on. The poncho, you can take it off. But what's really amazing is that he's designing it with magnets at the joints, like the old Micronauts, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to pull the arms off, right? He's going to have a set of arms that are going to have 6 guns, the giant howitzers.
Like a crab, like we used to do the crabs when we were kids.
Well,
you just pull the arms off.
Well, hopefully after they're cooked. I mean, I love me some crustacean, but you're gonna be able to remove the arms and then replace those arms with arms that are holding the Gatling gun from the cover of
my whole
issue
thing
7.
about that is that it's if you're interested, we know people like that we can put you in touch with.
Oh man, there's so much
something like that with Night Stars. Yeah,
there's so much talent.
He's super talented, and like I said, dude, I can't thank him enough. Zika Toys and the Sectar stuff. He did $1 Million Man. He has some great Captain Action. If you remember Captain Action,
I do, dude. Jesus,
everybody remembers Captain Action.
Is what we're doing.
Guy, he's out in Kentucky. He's good.
I remember Sectars was one of the coolest things. It's just the toys sucked back then, dude. When it came out, yeah.
Were those were the insect dudes, right?
I'm totally down. I want to see what the modern toys look like.
Because I'm pretty sure I have some in one of these bins. But I'm sorry, just ignore me. Put me on mute.
While Brian's digging that out, I want people to be aware that Tim does have a pre-launch page up for Night Stars, and yeah. So I don't. Are you planning on launching this anytime soon? Are you just gonna leave it up for a little while? Let it collect some.
That's the game plan. So we're in the final stages of getting everything together. The good thing about this project, though, at the same time, is that the book's done. There's going to be one extra story where it introduces the Yeti and sets us up for a volume 2. But I mean,
now is this for a deluxe edition, or are you doing separate issues with the campaign?
We had samples of a trade paperback before. But we never really sold them. We just had a few that we tossed around between ourselves. So no, this is going to be for a hardcover edition. So you'll get 5 issues. You'll get the Yeti issue at the end. And dude, Dan Schoening, the other Ghostbuster, the main Ghostbuster artist. I don't want to say the other one.
No, I don't. Actually,
dude, I'm telling you, Dan Schoening.
I don't really follow.
I don't follow. He does everything at IDW. He's unbelievable. But we got him to do a variant cover, so there'll be 2 different covers of the book.
Oh, that's cool. All right.
And I didn't share it. I'm saving that one till it launches.
Now, Tim, is Doc Salem going to appear anywheres in this Night Star?
No, I haven't seen for him for the next book. Tales from the Occult Bookstore. So I have something for that. I think I told you about it. I was going to have one of the kids reading, and it was going to be or they were going to be watching TV, and it was going to be like a Doc Salem show.
That's fucking awesome. I want to say hello to the chat. We got Maiden Hell, Silicone Dave,
Hex in the house.
Hex. Silicone Dave's a new guy, I think, isn't he? Or is that one of your guys, Tim?
I think I know Silicone Dave. If it's future Dave, yeah.
And we got Brian Crisco in the chat. And,
what? In the chat and streaming.
But dude, this is seriously. I've been wanting to me and Tim talk a lot of shit about stupid shit like aliens.
I mean that's what this book is about.
Stuff like that, and
when you guys were talking about the flat Earth, I'm like, man, screw that. That's so old. Hollow Earth, damn it, Hollow Earth.
Yeah.
There's dinosaurs down there. There's got to be.
Well, I've been wanting to get Tim on here because I've been wanting to, since I retooled the channel, to go ahead and just do comic creators and their creations. Night Stars has been one of those things that I think it needs a lot of attention, a lot more attention than which it's been getting. You know what I'm saying? I know. Here's the deal. I know me and you both do a lot of indie books, you know what I'm saying? But our own personal projects get put on the side, and so we have enough money in our bank account to be able to go ahead and do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And
I made a decision at the end of last year, dude, and it just kind of Michael was still interested in doing it, and here we are. But yeah, I was thinking about that, man. I was just like, dude, I want I want to do my own stuff, dude. There's just something else to it. And if you
Well,
have the opportunity to.
Well, I'm glad that you never signed it up with a publisher. You know what I'm saying? And you're doing it on your own, because I think you'll make more money that way. You know what I'm saying?
But we tried. Like, so that's just another one of those things where, you know, everything has its season. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm glad we ended up back at a crowdfunding situation, and we just keep it our own. So you can do whatever you want. You don't have to answer.
Exactly. Well, that's another thing too.
Is that time with comics, you don't need all that stuff anymore. You don't need it.
Exactly. Yeah. Because now you don't need to go through a distributor. You can distribute it yourself through crowdfunding.
Yeah, the technology is just so accessible. You know what I'm saying?
Crowdfunding's evolved since me and Tim ran our campaigns maybe a year apart, or 2 years apart. Like, I think you did your
2013. I think it ended in 2013.
Night Stars. I thought you did Night Stars before I did Devils, because Devils was in 2012.
But it was different then. Like that 7-year jump is,
dude. It was it evolved so much since then. Like,
I didn't think it was going to last, and now Indiegogo and Kickstarter are basically the comic shop.
Exactly.
Yep. It's a digital comic shop.
Yeah,
I love it.
You should put out an art book too, Tim. Yeah,
I'm debating it. I got to get the rights to. I actually am debating it, but I got to get the rights to a few things.
Nah, do it like a pirate. Just do it like a pirate, like a butt pirate.
No, I want to put Ghostbusters stuff in there, so I gotta see how that's gonna work.
Well, you could always do like what Commie Mark is doing with like what's it called?
Not Daredevil.
Daredevil. Right? So you can't sue. It's right in the title. This is not Daredevil.
Well, the biggest difference about that is that Daredevil is actually a public domain character.
Yep.
And Ghostbusters isn't.
No. I mean, we'll see. I don't know what the details of doing that would be.
Well, if things keep going with AT&T, like,
I agree with War Party, Professor Murph. I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, Murph actually has a good book too. Like,
he does.
Great book. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, awesome boys and girls?
What up, J Money?
We got J Money in the house.
In the hissy for shizzy. I have no idea what I just said.
I don't mean to interrupt.
Jay? How you like it?
It's good. It's good. I asked for a different picture earlier so I can come in with like a different one, but that's okay.
I didn't see your request.
No, it's fine. You were already streaming. I'm just messing around. What is he doing with a flashlight back there? What are you doing?
He's
looking for sectors.
He's trying to. One of his victims got away. And he's roaming around in his.
Whatever. My victims never get away. I know what I'm doing. So don't hate the player. Hate the game. Okay, Preston.
Tim, when you put out Night Stars, was it a blatant attempt to like hate women at that point? Like, you were just saying, like, you just didn't like women at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't. No, it had nothing to do with that.
Was it a slap in the face to the feminist movement that you were trying to like tell them, like, I'm here, I'm male, and I got a penis?
Yeah, exactly. So I do a book about little kids for the stars of the world. That'll show them.
You also have another project, and he kind of showed it to me a little bit, and it's really interesting. I don't know if you want to talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, because this would be another. The game plan is this would be another team up with DeChesser Media. So it's actually, this is totally relevant to everything we've been talking about. I had a story I wanted to do for Ghostbusters where it featured Kylie from Extreme Ghostbusters working out of Ray's Occult Bookstore. And it was going to be all these like side adventures. So I wanted it to be this like side story that took place within the IDW Ghostbusters universe, but out of New York City, right? And I never even got around to pitching it, dude. Like, I talked to a bunch of people, and I was just like, man, they're not going to pick it up anyway, so, like, what's the point? And I reworked it, and it came out. I'm loving it. I love it. I can't wait to get to that. I almost launched that one first, but it's more of a Halloween theme, so it made sense to do Night Stars now. We can do Night Stars in January, February, launch it. Everybody gets their Kickstarter goods. The game plan is to have it on the ROSWELL anniversary. So it would come back out in early July, late June. You would start getting them. And then after that, go into Tales from the Occult bookstore. So it's really the original cover is a Ghostbuster pinup. And I just redid everything in the computer.
I got one piece of advice. Well, it's a very good piece of advice, actually. Do not launch any of your campaigns towards December. I mean, October, November, December, September. Stay away from
it earlier.
Yeah.
I want it to be delivered at that time because it's a Halloween theme. And I took a little bit of what you said with Doc Salem because I loved how you had the cutouts, the mask cutouts at the back of the book and stuff like that.
Yeah. Except I never went through it.
I want this to have things that you could hang up in the house for Halloween. So you would get it. You would get it in October. But let me ask you a question. Why? Why can't you do them late?
Because everybody's thinking about the holidays at that point. Yeah. They're not thinking about like if you like everybody who launched a campaign in December or October, November, December.
Yeah.
They were suffering, dude. Like, and the closer you get to December, the worse it's going to get. Like, it's not going to get better. You know,
it's just one of those things. You know, it's an unwritten rule. Preston, didn't you originally launch Doc Salem like around the holidays?
I did
last year. Yeah, but basically his campaign, his first Doc Salem campaign, failed because he launched it at exactly the wrong moment.
Right.
First of all, there was all this drama going on in CG, right? So that messed up a lot of sales, but also, just the season itself.
Perfect for my kids' book.
Preston loves his yoga pants.
I think Preston.
Like I said, almost did it this year. I really wanted to, and it just didn't work out. Just with other work was taking me away from doing the preview and things like that. But that is odd. I guess it makes sense.
Well, it's not really that odd because you think about it, and what are you thinking about around that time? I mean, people are getting ready for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? And and here's the thing: like they feel guilty about spending money on themselves. Yep. You know. Like they're like, no, I gotta get fucking Tim something because he's my fucking friend. He's an asshole. So
I'm still waiting on my Christmas gift.
I got it. I got some underwear for you.
My buddy's selling all his toys right now. And he keeps calling me every day, and he's like, "Dude, this dude wants like $20 for a Black Star figure. Like this guy wants." So people, there's money out there, man.
Somebody's got a Black Star figure. Well, they do, but that's what I'm saying. But Christmas is over with now. I mean, people are,
everybody just got their money.
Like right now they're trying to recover. The best time to launch a campaign is February because people are getting their income tax checks in. They're like, you know what? Fuck it, I deserve this. I'm saying. So yeah, I mean, if here's the deal though. Like, I don't have that many followers on my channel. I got maybe 270, 260, something like that.
You have quality, not quantity.
Well, here's the deal. Like if some of these guys that have 40,000 followers are subjects or 40,000 subs for their channel, they can launch whenever they want and they're still going to make money. You know what I'm saying? Because their subs are going to make sure that they make money. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not even a question. Like that's just going to happen. And actually, let me get your link out there. See you later, sweetheart. We got to go. I want to get your link in the chat so that anybody who wants to sign up for the Night Stars campaign, they'll be able to do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a bunch of behind the scenes stuff too as we move along because I'm trying to do more of that as well.
That's always great. First of all, it's that kind of stuff I always find is interesting, but it's also useful to other people that are like trying to do the same thing. And that's one of the things that I love about this community is that it's all about creators helping creators.
Brian, I think you might be interested in Tim's new project, the horror book. I'm telling you, like it's something interesting. It's nothing like Night Stars, right, Tim?
I was no, I
He's
get
trying
it.
to keep that shit on the down low, I think, Preston.
I know his humor, but no, I was gonna have him connect at some point. I was gonna do a few books and have him like low key connect.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's why I wanted to throw in the doc. I was throwing in Doc Salem whether I got approval or not. You know what I mean?
You fuck.
But that's the other cool thing is if you're not dealing with companies, hopefully we can play around a little bit more. You know, like throw in a Doc Salem Easter egg or something like that, and not have
man.
like a bunch of
I'm totally down with all
legal
that.
nonsense.
Preston put in like a bunch of Easter eggs in his Six Gun Gorilla cover. The beautiful canvas painting that he did.
Yeah.
There's like I'm telling you, like
not for your well for your Night Star. I'll do a painting for your Night Stars if you want to do that. I don't know if you maybe my style might be a little too serious for Night Stars.
Yeah, no, not the picture you showed me earlier.
No, that's for non-devils. Like that non-devil shit is just off. That's going to be totally Heavy Metal Magazine circa 1970. Yeah. Brian hasn't seen the painting I started for non-devils.
Oh shit! Is that from my script?
Well, it's like I said, Tim Vigil gave me permission to go ahead and use that pic for you know. So I started painting it.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, that's gonna look so sweet, man.
Has anyone else by chance seen that picture?
I don't think so. I haven't showed it off.
It's really badass.
I got it somewhere. I don't think you've seen it. Brian hasn't seen it.
I think I have. Well, not the painting, but I've seen like the illustration.
Hold on, I'll pull it up real quick.
I'm thinking like, man, how am I going to work this into the comic? I don't know, man.
Well, I decided just to go ahead and make it a cover. And
okay.
And like Tim said, I could use the character for whatever I want. Like I could put it in the book, and I definitely want to see the character in the book because I think it's one of the coolest characters out there.
Nice.
Here it is. Hold on. Wait a minute.
That's important.
By the way, I got my Doc Salem, bitches. Nice big fat book, by the way. I mean, it's like what, twice this? It's like how many pages is this, Preston? This is at least like 40, right?
56 pages.
56 pages. Damn.
Yeah, it's a pretty good
backup
book.
Stories. Yeah, it's a pretty good book. What are you talking about? It's an awesome book.
What?
Yeah,
huh?
I mean, it's not.
Massive.
It's. I mean, it's like 50 plus. It's like how many pages did you say? 56. Yeah, it's a nice big fat book. People are really going to be getting their dollars worth here. Oh my! Oh my God! Woo! That's some Aruto Kodoji shit going on right there.
That's it's a bitch for that, dude.
I've never seen that picture before.
That's not one of my characters.
This is great.
That's going to be one of the covers for Doc Sale. And there's another thing. Not
is
Doc
that going to
Sale,
be one of the 9?
Here's the deal. Like I'm not doing 5 different alternate covers for non-devils. Mm-hmm. It's going to be 2. Just 2 covers, and that's fucking it. Because I got to tell you, dude, it was the biggest pain in the ass, like getting those covers done. You know, like printed all those covers and making sure each person got the right cover and all that kind of shit. Like, I love all the artwork for those covers. Like Tim did a badass job. Derek did a phenomenal job. You know, Johnny, all those guys just knocked it out of the park.
Hell yeah.
It's just that using covers as incentives is a big pain in the ass. You know.
Yeah.
I don't get the whole variant cover thing, but people love them. So, you know, because I always felt to me like double dipping. But if people are asking for it, if they're asking for variant covers, even though it's not my thing, I could understand, well, why not give it to them?
You shouldn't talk about people asking for it, Brian. That sounds kind of
sexy.
It might just be a choice you want, though, too. Like I've done that with a couple Indiegogos and Kickstarters. I just get the cover I like,
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I mean, the more options, the more options that you can give the backers, the better. I mean, what I love about like all the, Doc Salem came with this beautiful little sketch card, an original piece of art, this little translator, so you can translate the language of the elder gods.
See, I like all that stuff.
I'll tell you, I was
Yeah.
going to do that, dude. Like,
It pisses me off because I'm just like, damn, now I got to include like some fly shit in my next campaign. But who benefits from that? It's the consumer, it's the backers, it's the readers. That's
one thing me and Tim agree on, is to make our comics as fun as possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
Like I said, my favorite thing was the cutout mask, man. Like, don't make it as much about collectability. Just fun, man. You know, cut
Exactly.
that thing out. Get 2 copies and cut it out, man.
Honestly, that's the one thing I forgot to do, dude. I forgot to put the mask into the book. Like, I was trying to, at the end,
that was one of my favorite things you said.
Dude, I was trying. What happened was I was so stressed out about getting a book format. You got to realize this is a one-man show. You know what I'm saying? And while getting everything done, I was like, and making sure I had the guide code, and I was doing like I was giving people like enough. You know, it was I lost sight of the mask. You know, and the guide code for Doc Salem. It's a code.
Yeah, this little thing, this little translator.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, yeah. All right.
Yeah. And because I want to put secret messages in there, but then I was like, you know, it'd be cooler is every time the monster speaks, you could decipher what he's saying, right? Yeah. And I got mixed results from that. Like some people are like, oh, it's badass. And then other people are like, if I wanted to do homework while reading a comic, because they had to get a piece of paper out and decipher.
I was doing it in my head, you know, one word at a time. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool. I liked it.
Yeah.
Well,
like
since I'm
Preston,
I'm so close to you. You're one of your big campaigns. If you need help on a big delivery day,
I'm gonna call you.
I'll drive over and then I'll help you, and I'll just drive back home.
No, dude, I'll pay for your gas and
yeah, man. I'm a half a shift a day away from you.
I'll feed you some crawfish or whatever we got already. And you know, Tim, what's badass too is like me and you. There's another New Orleans guy that's got a book out. God's Hand.
Yeah.
Anthony Figueroa.
Yeah.
Figueroa. Do you know Figueroa? Like Anthony?
Tony's my buddy. Yeah.
Yeah, he just got his books out. Nice.
Dude, he's one of the coolest guys, dude. We all got to go get a beer one day and just go hang out. Yeah.
Oh, are you in Louisiana too? Is he in Louisiana?
Yeah, Tim, what's your address?
He's by me.
And by the way,
he's the Dr. John of comics, bro. That's what I call him. Always has his hat on, big, massive guy. Like he's probably like 6'4", and just smooth talking. Tony's cool, man. That's a good dude.
What's his penis size, Tim? Do you know his penis? Penis line? Girth? You got any girth on that?
He educated me on how to pronounce New Orleans, like because I thought it was Nolans, and he was like, no, it's New Orleans.
New Orleans.
When I lived there, it was called New Orleans.
Gotcha.
I love that dude. Actually, we became.
Sound the same to me, ironically enough.
He's a cool guy, though. I like him.
Let me see if I can get him in here. Actually, yeah.
Well, he's been definitely. I think 2 or 3 people have got his books, and he's retweeted a few, and those look great, man.
Yeah, they do.
The guy does that flip through. Gosh, the colors look good. Just it's thick. It's a good.
No, he
book,
did. He put a lot into it. Like his page count blew up from what he was originally offering.
That's always cool.
He went from 30, I think it was 32 pages to like 80 pages or something like that.
How many?
Like 80, I think. I want to.
Oh my god!
Yeah, it was thick as hell.
He like quadrupled it.
It was thick. It wasn't square bound though. It wasn't square bound.
He said he was going to make. He said he was going to do it square bound.
I thought it was staple. No,
because it was too big. Like after you go over a certain page count, you have to go square bound. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole nother journey. Figuring out printing.
Yeah, all that stuff is a little bit of a hassle. But one of the things, once again, that I love about this community is we're always learning from each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it
And-
totally is square bound. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
retarded.
Well, I was
It's all good, Jim.
deal with Salem. Like I was looking into that, and I think once you go past 63, 60, 62 pages, like you have to go square bound. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't really have a choice at that point.
You have to have a big printer. Ethan was able to do it, but he said that it's not a smart idea.
What, square
Do
bound?
what?
Like trade paperback format?
Because Ethan's was 60 or 70 something, right? And it was still stapled. But that's only because he used a DC printer was he able to get that done.
Oh,
And that's what I was saying.
well, I
Is-
think another reason too was because he decided to do foil covers. You know, like
That yeah,
That's a good logo too.
yeah.
I like the matte look. I definitely do like the matte look.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was-
Dude, that's another guy that's been around forever, man. Like Preston was talking about putting in your dues or whatever. Tony's been around
I can make it bigger with that.
years.
Yeah.
I didn't even know there's music. There you go.
He had a break with
Oh, nice.
Playing.
he told me he had an in with what was it? It was Top Cow, I think.
Oh, really?
And but he said at the time too much was going on and he blew it. You know, like I don't know. You know.
With like an old story he had
This
before.
looks great. This
No,
looks
they
great.
were recruiting him to do
Oh wow.
do art
Dang,
for
that's
Top
a-
Cow.
Look at that. That's great. Oh, man. Congrats, Tony.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And the fact that you put it together so fast is just another accomplishment.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I like the idea though. The idea is like all New Orleans characters. You know
Yes.
what I'm saying?
Jean
Like,
Lafitte.
yeah, Jean Lafitte, Marie
And,
Laveau.
and Baron Samedi, it looks like right there.
My question is my main question is like Lottie, how come you didn't fucking come up with that, dude?
I don't even know what the
Fucking
story is. No,
Sleeping on
I've seen it.
laying on the
He's
leg?
always
What's up?
posting it on LinkedIn. We're friends on LinkedIn, so I see it all the time.
Oh, you do LinkedIn? Ah, that's an old person's.
All right. Well, yeah.
By the
Depends on
way,
what you want to do. It depends on what you're trying to get accomplished.
No, I'm kidding. I never got LinkedIn. I don't even know how to. I got an account with LinkedIn. I just don't
It's a
know how
good
to use it.
resource.
Is that like
It's-
Facebook or something like that?
It's
Except for
useless.
business?
It's a little bit. It's
Useless.
a little bit like Facebook, but more. It's just more business. It's like business Facebook.
Have you gotten any
But,
business off of LinkedIn?
What's up?
Have you gotten any business off of LinkedIn?
Yeah, I've actually been able to do a lot off of LinkedIn. Absolutely.
Nice,
really?
Nice.
Trying
Hell yeah.
okay, so I take that back about it being useless.
No, if you
You're
again, like,
useless.
depends on what you want to do, dude. If you want to get in touch with somebody at like Universal Studios, great resource. You know, if you want to get, you gotta think bigger picture. So yeah, LinkedIn can do you can do a lot on there. And Tony, that I see that he's been posting that cover constantly. So
Yeah,
it
it's
must have done
that's
something
great.
good.
And I like that he advertised that soul cover the whole
Right.
time. That was a
I
smart
like
move.
that Tony almost did 20 G's on this book.
Mm-hmm.
Did you really?
Yeah.
He came fucking close, dude. to
Oh, man.
20,000. Yeah.
Nice.
I think it was like 1,000 away from hitting 20K.
Oh, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
It's a hot looking book, man. I'm happy to hear that it's a nice, big, thick tome too. Because let me tell you, man, you know, it's like when I like part of me was kicking myself in the ass for starting my campaign with like a trade paperback where you just get like the first 6 issues. Part of me was kicking myself in the ass for not like stretching it out, like, you know, book 1, book 2. But you know, I wanted to fucking hit, you know, I wanted to hit people hard coming out of the gate, and if he's got a big fat book like that, that's gonna do it.
Good for. I am happy to hear that. Tony's good people.
I think Night Stars can hit 20K. Easy. You know what I'm
The
saying?
first time around, man, we had 10K. That's what I got the first Kickstarter.
Well, that's what I'm saying, but you're offering more with this one. Like, are you going to do it? Do you have any stock of any of the old issues that you're going to offer with the campaign?
Yeah, no, we're cleaned out, man. That whatever I have is sitting on the rack. I don't have too much left. But
Yeah.
we will have stuff like we're gonna do like fun things and cheaper add-ons, like maybe like a notebook or a tote bag, like little fun stuff like that, hats. Just I like that whole 80s mindset of like when He-Man came out, you got the cartoon, you got the toys, you got party supplies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And a little of this is based off of what you were doing with Salem and what we might have been talking about over the last year or so. I like that idea, man. Just simple things that you can throw in. And if we can get to the toys, we want to get to the toys. We're just going to have to figure it out as we go along. Because that's a chunk of money, man.
Now, are you gonna apologize to the Catholics for your transgressions against them? And
What are my transgressions?
I don't know. I'm just fucking around with you.
I never know, man.
Well, Sim, who unfortunately is not in the house, he actually got like a strike, had his video taken down, evidently by the Vatican.
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah. Oh, you didn't hear about this? Yeah, Homeboy was doing a live stream where he and a bunch of other folks were talking about a old manga and anime series called Fist of the North Star, which is one of my.
Oh, wait a minute! I remember that. Yeah, it wasn't a strike. He got banned from the Vatican or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. But yeah, he's like he pissed off the Vatican, evidently because he compared Kenshiro, the hero, to Christ, saying that he was like a Christ-like figure, which is absolutely true. At least, certainly in the first issue, it's like pretty obvious.
Well, people have compared me to a Christ-like figure in the past because
Really?
because of my powers. Yeah,
Your powers being
I'm Pontus.
I got huge powers.
Pontius Pilate.
No. Pontus.
Gotcha.
That's so weird, though, dude.
I got huge.
I know. Is that
earthy
freaky?
powers.
Yeah, I just
So
don't
you-
understand. Like, I don't know. That's bizarre.
Totally. He's so proud of that too.
I mean, that's a cool badge. Talking about anime from the 80s
Yep.
and getting banned from the Vatican.
Do y'all remember the HBO Fist of the North Star? The live action HBO Fist of the
Yes.
North Star?
Yes.
That was that. It was terrible, but it was great.
Yes.
I love
Because
how
When
it
was
was
that?
everything was in
Yeah.
in the 90s.
in the 90s.
You've never seen it?
Yeah.
It's like an hour and 40 minutes, almost an hour and 60. That's two, but it's an hour and 40 minutes or so.
Yeah.
It's a great waste of your time.
It is. It is. Well, because here's the thing. I don't know if you'll agree with me, J Money. The thing about that movie is they did not have the budget to do it.
No.
But so it's like the movie falls short, but it's sincere.
It came out around the same time as the Spawn cartoon
Yes, on
TV show.
HBO.
And so it's around
Which
when
was awesome.
when HBO was doing it right, and I don't know why they stopped doing it. They did real good. I'll be honest, Fist of the North Star, as cheesy as it is, it's quite fun to watch.
Oh, it's awesome.
And you can tell everything is inside of a set.
Yes,
can
the
tell
entire thing was shot
everything-
indoors.
Is inside of a set.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about movies that are shot entirely on sets, they tend to have a dreamlike feel to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the martial arts scenes, although they're far and few between, are really excellent when you do get.
I don't believe that video at all.
Bro, the main dude's shredded. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's they also, what else did they do around that time? So I remember being on the VHS monthly subscription program where every month my mom, I think it was did you get 6? You had to get 6 or 7, right? So every month I would get 6 or 7 VHS tapes of manga movies. Vampire Hunter D, Fist of the North Star, and all those guys.
Oh man,
What's
Love
that
me some
one?
Vampire Hunter D.
Dude,
Yeah.
Vampire Hunter D was the shit. I can tell you that
Shit.
right now.
What's that one where they're in the
Like
city?
a little section.
He has like the black hair. He has the gun. They're in a city, futuristic high-rise city. He has like the futuristic. I know Brian. I feel like Brian should know every answer to
Wicked
every
City?
question I have.
Wicked City.
Yeah, it was
Wicked
black
City?
hair. It
Black
came out like when I got Vampire Hunter D. I got it the same time. Fuck, what was even that?
Which
third
Vampire
one?
Hunter D was it though? Was it the original movie?
Yeah,
or
the
was it-
original cartoon.
Oh,
Here's the
okay.
VHS stuff.
Oh yeah,
VHS.
so that's back in the. Oh man, so, yeah, that's back in the Disney. Yeah, it might have been Wicked City. Were people turning into monsters?
I don't look it, but I am
And
39
every
years old.
Japanese anime, people are turning into monsters. But you know what?
Someone just left behind me.
Yeah. Kids
Speaking
don't
of
get it today. I
monsters.
remember going to like parties and people would be talking about anime like it was this crazy thing. Like nobody really knew about it. Oh man,
Yeah.
you saw Armitage the Third? You know, people would be talking about stuff like that. It was so underground.
Oh my god.
You know,
It's
every girl is like living and stuff.
I know.
Crazy.
I know. It's like I'll never forget, like walking into like I think it was like a Best Buy, and seeing an entire aisle, both sides of anime, and I'm just like, oh man! I remember back in the day, I had friends in high school who would drop serious money for manga that wasn't translated, and for VHS tapes. Maybe third, fourth generation rips from Japanese TV, no subtitles.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, but
And it's just, and now it's like right, every like teenage girl is like into it, and now they're like the young generation is referring to all animation as anime now because that's just the only thing they know.
It's cool. It's cool to see the progression, man. Like that. Yeah, they'll never understand like what it was like to watch like do Gundam Wing and stuff like that. Just
Captain Harlock.
blew my
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
I'd watch episodes twice. You know how it would come on in the afternoon and then like later on in the evening.
Yep.
Dude, stuff like that was unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
your style looks like it's highly influenced by anime.
It is.
like,
It absolutely is.
yeah.
It's Tom Grummett and dude, that's Sailor Moon. Dude, that's totally off of Sailor Moon. I love the Sailor Moon transformations. I think that's some of the best.
Yeah.
It's some of the best art you'll ever see, dude. Those so that's highly influenced by that. Yeah, no doubt.
Ooh, that's a cool
This would
looking
be what a
Yeti.
toy would look like. This is a toy design.
Oh, nice.
Y'all remember Captain Harlock came out around that time too.
Fucking love
Captain
Harlock.
The
Harlock.
OG Harlock, man.
Oh, the OG Harlock was the
What is
shit.
bro? I'm looking through every anime that came out in '83 and '84. I have to find this VHS
Dude,
tape.
thank you, Eddie Winkler.
Oh yeah, and then there was Battle for the Planets, which was like a repurposed version of Gatchaman,
Oh, Eddie.
the Scientific
You
Ninja Commando
bastard.
Squad. What's he doing? Aaron?
He's making fun of me because I'm not.
Oh snap!
What is it?
What up,
fucking
Eddie?
monetized.
Oh yeah, Robotech. I remember like that's like because and the movies that you could get on VHS, it was a trickle. Like you could count every movie, like every anime that was released on VHS, like on one hand, right? Like Nausicaa in the Valley of the Wind, you could get that, but it was missing about like a half an hour, and it was called Warriors of the Wind.
Okay.
Robot Carnival, Vampire Hunter D. Thank goodness. But it was like it was like a little trickle, and boom! Now the fucking the dam has been burst.
Well, that's how I got into
Dude, it has to be
Godzilla. Like, it was
Toonami.
after
Toonami had to have
school.
a huge factor on that. So that late '90s run, because this was all happening at the same time. So I graduate 2000. First parties I'm going to, there might be a couple like stoner dudes watching some random anime, and I'm just like, I can almost see it in my head. I'm like, what is this? You know, like what is this weird thing? Then Sailor Moon, you start seeing that Gundam, and then yeah, like you said.
Was these the type of parties where it was a bunch of dudes and they had to put their keys in a hat or something like that?
Yeah, I usually kept my keys in my pocket.
No, but I do remember there were these two dudes, and they would just sit down and watch anime.
Yeah, in my pocket.
Yeah, a lot of
It was
misfit
neat.
types. But that's the thing, is now there aren't any consequences to loving that stuff. There aren't any negative consequences to being a geek, to being into comic books, to being into anime, to being into like Star Trek and Doctor Who and all that stuff. In fact, now it's actually kind of cool. Which blows my mind, because oh my god, back in the day, you paid a price, man.
I was lucky, man. I never, nobody ever gave me hell about it, so I was lucky in that sense. Maybe it was just we had a cool class at school.
Well, me neither, but I think me and you were both into sports, right?
Dude, what kid wasn't reading like Reign of Superman? What kid wasn't reading Nightfall and stuff like that? So most boys were checking that out. Most boys were reading Spawn. So we were probably
Really?
just part of a golden age
Yeah.
where it was just all happening. Like maybe in the 80s it might have been a little bit different, but
It was.
dude, I remember like
No,
stuff
in
like
the 80s it was way
Doomsday
different.
coming out and that being like a huge big deal. Yeah, loved it.
Yeah, but what you're talking about the 90s when they had the speculator boom and all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's why it was so
As a
accepted.
kid, that's when you're getting into it,
Yeah.
Like that's the same time he's getting the anime DVD, so it's got to be the same time period.
All right, I got
So
one
it's
for
on
y'all.
HBO, we're talking about the same, 5 years.
What
I
you got,
think,
Jay Money?
Brian, you might know this one.
All right.
Elizabeth Berkley was
By the way,
on.
I got.
That's Wicked
Yeah, it's Wicked
City.
City.
Yeah,
Before hours. I'm putting you in charge of guarding.
yeah, that's an
There's
awesome.
also a Hong
know,
Kong
it's funny.
live action version of this.
Because as far as the radicals are concerned, if they can kill him, they'll control everything. Thrust into a world of
Man, I can't tell you how many times I watched this one.
Oh, it's
You
awesome.
know what's funny about that
Awesome
movie though
sauce.
is that his partner on there, like the chick they partner him
Yeah,
up
her
with,
right
the
there,
demon
yeah.
chick, like she gets railed like throughout this whole
Well, I'll
movie.
be honest with
dude.
you.
Like, I mean,
I'll be honest with you. In the third story I want to do, the priestess, the fucking attitude that she has is, I don't want to say it's similar to her, but I feel like when I dream back in the day, this like was one of like her badassery
yeah.
in the demon. It was cool, man. This was good. This was a good one. It was
Oh, you like
shitty.
demon
Get
chicks,
from
huh?
that, keep talking like that.
Yeah, dude.
You
Oh,
like
man.
you like the demon chicks, huh?
Well, this was when it was
Purgatory, nice.
Brian
it
has
was
sex
so
with his
good,
daughter.
man. The violence was a little too much, but it was perfect in how it was supposed to
Well,
be.
Well, that's what blew
And-
your mind when you were a kid and you first came across this stuff.
Mhm.
Was, oh my God, they're making cartoons for grown-ups.
Yeah,
So this was stuff that wasn't talking down to its audience. And that's one of the things I've always respected about the Japanese. They do not talk down to their kids when it comes to their art. You look at, like, for instance, oh man, there was this kaiju movie, Gamera the Brave, that came out, I think, maybe about 10 years ago. And it brought like the Gamera series back to its to the kid movie era. And this was, I was amazed at how dark it was because, there's this kid and his mother's died at the opening. Gamera dies. It's like it's about death. And I'm like, oh my God! It's like whoever made this really respected their audience, which is to say, the respected children. And to me, when you have artists, and you see it all the time, you see it with the Disney movies especially, they're making stuff for kids and they're talking down to their audience. And you don't talk down to kids. And you don't have the attitude like, oh, well, this is just for kids. It doesn't need to be good. No,
Well,
fuck that. It needs to be better.
I'll throw in there one of Tolkien's requests in his trust that
Yes.
still holds his.
No Disney. Disney, no
he said,
bueno.
No fucking Disney, because my fantasy is for adults. So
Yes.
do not take my IP and turn it into the stupid Snow White and Seven Dwarfs story. Do not do that to my property.
Dude,
The Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Something like that too.
Yeah.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame, I was just like, are you serious? You're going to turn that into a freaking Disney movie? And it was horrible. It was absolutely, it was,
Wait, there was a movie before the Disney movie? No.
well, I mean, the Victor Hugo novel, of course, but also, I think the best version of Hunchback is the one with Charles Lawton. But it's right now I'm reading this book by Bruno Bettelheim. It's called the Uses of Enchantment, and it's all about fairy tales and how fairy tales help children because the fairy tales speak to their subconscious, right, which they're not even aware of yet, and that when you suck all the dark stuff out, right, and there's a lot of dark stuff in stories like Snow White, Cinderella. Oh my God, Cinderella, man, they her evil stepsisters, they get jacked up. They're cutting parts of their
Cut their
feet
toes off. Yeah.
cutting their toes off to try to fit into the glass slipper. Then they hobble to to Cinderella's wedding, and crows come out of nowhere and peck their fucking eyes out.
Jesus
When
Yeah.
Christ.
you take
Yeah,
that
the Grimm
stuff
story.
out,
Mhm.
yeah, when you take that stuff out, you're not doing children any favor.
Yeah, all
But
the
they don't
black,
do that for the kids; they do it for the parents.
all the Black Forest and Grimm stories are, oh my god, they're public property, and they can totally be done. Especially someone like Preston above me. Some of those IPs from those old German stories are
Oh,
at your fingertips.
I
oh my
always thought,
god,
a
I'd
good
love to
one would
write
be,
some stuff like that.
The Cabin of Dr. Caligari. I always
Right.
thought that would be
Ooh.
a great story to go ahead and get into.
So I got a completely random. What do y'all think about Titan AE? Do y'all remember that?
Yeah, fantastic.
What do y'all think about that?
Loved it.
That was when with Final Fantasy, which was kind of shitty. Titan AE came out around the same time. That was one of
Tom Bluth.
one of the last remnants of good animated movies that are cult classics, I'd say. Like that. That's a cult classic.
I never saw Titan AE. I remember
You'll like it.
Get out of here.
You'll like
it.
Bro,
it.
you
I
gotta
did.
watch
was,
it.
I don't know.
gotta
I remember
watch
people giving it a bad review, or I just never got around to it.
No,
yeah,
yeah.
Early 2000s, huh?
Same thing with me for a long time, and people were recommending it to me, and I was just like, I don't think I'm into it. But people were like, really like, no, you need to check this out. And I'm telling you, yeah, it absolutely lives up to its reputation.
All
Did
right.
you see? It came out at the same time when Heavy Metal 2 came out. Did you see Fact 2?
Who, me?
I
Yeah.
did.
Lottie? You never seen Heavy Metal 2?
No, dude, I never saw
Holy
Heavy Metal
shit.
1.
What?
Dude, I'm telling you, I just
Dude,
never did. Like, there's
Oh my
some
God.
stuff that just you don't run into.
That's okay, man. Like Preston and I, we're of the same mind. Like, when we find out that somebody hasn't watched something, and we're like, "What?" We're not like berating you, like you poser. It's
Like, Preston,
it's
if I-
like
If I gave
like,
you the
oh, you
movie,
need to
would
check
you
this
watch it?
out.
I ain't gonna lie about it,
Yeah, no, you shouldn't.
If I gave you the
Um,
movie, would you
But
watch
no, it's
it?
just
Or?
there's things in life that I don't know. Nobody was ever watching that, so we just never got to it.
Oh man, you're in for a treat, brother. You're gonna dig it.
All right. I don't know what to tell you.
Professor.
Dude. I don't know what to tell you, Maidenhell.
Professor, what's another name for pirate treasure? I think it's booty. Actually,
That's
their
great.
articulation on this thing is not that bad. It's actually
I can't believe
more
that.
posable than I
That's insane. I guess
than I
that
accepted in
explains
the
a lot,
wings.
though. Like,
Dude, I've never seen
because your art
I've
doesn't
never
reflect
seen the,
that. You know
like,
what I'm
that's another
saying?
one people talk about. Like, I never saw the Tim Curry It. Like, just never came across it, dude.
Really?
It was just when you're okay. So let's go back to the 80s,
Let
90s.
me ask you something. But were you raised poor? I mean,
Yeah,
were you like?
my
did you
mom
have-
wouldn't give me 7 DVDs a month. Yeah, so I can't believe that, man. They would have gone nuts. Nah, dude, just whatever came on TNT, whatever came on HBO, that's what you would watch.
Yeah.
So just is what it is.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think one of the problems of the current generation, millennials especially, is that they grew up with being able to watch whatever they want when they want, which is great. It's something I dreamed of ever since I was a kid, but that means that they don't come across stuff where, when you only had like 7 channels, you only had 13 channels, you had HBO and a few more channels, and so you very often when you're a kid you watched what was on. And in my case, I was lucky because they were showing, like, on Saturday afternoons, Hammer horror movies followed by Kung Fu theater.
I didn't discover Hammer until later in life, and now I'm obsessed with it. So it's one of those things, man. I watched what's the last Peter Cushing vampire movie they did? The Seven Samurais?
Oh, you mean the Legend of the 7 Golden Vampires?
Yeah, 7, dude. That blew my
Whoa,
mind.
wait a minute. I've
Yeah,
never
that's
seen
awesome.
that.
Yeah. That's a co-production between Hammer and Shaw Brothers.
But they became Amicus, right?
No. Amicus was a different guy, Milton Subotsky.
Okay.
And all he did for the most part.
Legend of the 7 Golden Samurai.
No. Legend of the Seven Golden Vampires.
Dude, it's awesome.
Awesome. The only thing that's missing from that movie was Christopher Lee as Dracula. It would be perfect. I was like, oh, if they just gotten him.
But what's the story? He didn't want to do it or something like that. Like he was done at that point.
Yeah. He was very frustrated because he wanted to play the Dracula that was from the novels. So Jimmy Sangster, who was like the main writer, he would ask him like, dude, can you take stuff from the novels and like have me say that? And so very often he was just like, he would look at the dialogue and be like, I'm not reading that shit.
Right.
And that's why his Dracula and the sequels, which are fantastic, like he's progressively as the series goes along, he speaks less and less and less and less until he's practically mute.
Right. Well,
but
still more than his Frankenstein.
Oh God,
yeah, I love those movies, man. I'm a big Peter Cushing fan. He's
you know what you need to check out, brother. You know what you need to check out. My favorite Hammer movie is Captain Kronos Vampire Hunter.
Man, and I started to watch that, and I okay, all right. No, I've never seen it. I
amazing.
like too, but
that's great too.
My buddy's a big Hammer fan, and he's mentioned that one as well.
Dracula series.
I love Hammer movies.
Right. Dracula, Prince of Darkness. They had 3 movies where they were just boom, boom, boom. All of them awesome, right? In a row. Dracula, Prince of Darkness, Dracula Has Risen from the Grave, and Taste the Blood of Dracula.
What about the Satanic Rites of Dracula?
Oh, that's shit.
You like that?
I like it too, but it's
like a TV
garbage.
Movie.
Yeah, it's garbage.
I don't know. I like it.
I like it too,
I like it
but
they suck a little bit now.
Yeah, I do too.
I like shitty movies, dude. Like I like shitty TV shows and shitty movies.
What about Dracula Frankenstein versus Dracula versus the werewolf, the Wolfman?
They never made that.
Where Dracula he had an afro. Like
oh, you're thinking of Al Adamson's Dracula versus Frankenstein.
Yeah,
which is I'm telling you, like the Citizen Kane of like of low budget bad movies. I mean, with low budget movies, you got to kind of grade on a curve, but my God, Ed Wood would look at Al Adamson's movies and go, damn. And Frankenstein versus Dracula versus Frankenstein, mind blowing. I
thought it was badass because it was so bad. It had to be
so inept.
Yeah. I didn't like at the end where he ripped Frankenstein's head off. I was like, dude.
I know. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, the idea being that he was like stitched together, but Preston, you and I both know in our hearts that the Frankenstein monster would bend Dracula over a chair and make him his bitch.
Oh, of course, but I want to bring everybody's attention to something that I haven't mentioned. I've just realized that actually, looking at Tim's background over there. What do you see back there?
I see Bluntman and Chronic.
Yeah, he did that for the movie.
No shit.
Name of it was
Jay and Silent Bob
Strike Back.
Yeah.
We got to do a bunch of stuff. Got to be on set. We were in the film. Dude,
that's awesome.
I'm listed as being in the film, but I wasn't in there.
Man, that was really cool. Wait, what?
I was talking to our other buddy Tim, and he said, it really trips me out every time I see the credits and I see Preston Acevito's name come up.
Right, you were in
it. He's like, that motherfucker wasn't even.
Well, I think they just took the they had a list of people from SuperCon, and I think they just pasted it in there, dude. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Dude, I'm serious.
That's totally professional.
That's the first time hearing of it.
Because that's where they found out about everybody.
That's interesting, man.
Nah, dude, they're cool, bro. All those dudes are cool. Yeah, that was the best. We used to pretend to be mall rats in the mall that they filmed the movie in. Dude, it was surreal. It was crazy.
I can imagine.
It was weird. I went and got a smoothie at lunch, and like I'm walking back in, dude, and Jason Mewes is in the like J outfit walking up the ramp, and I'm just like, dude, this isn't even real life, like this is not happening right now. So that was cool.
Yeah, supposedly, like that's the way that Kevin Smith writes him. He's like, well, he is that guy.
Yeah, no, they're pretty true to character. No doubt. Yeah, that was awesome.
That's great, man. Jeez,
Hopefully
man.
they do it again. They said they might do the film Another Mallrats down here because we have this mall that's just dead. It used to be like the mall, and now it's empty. So they're like,
Yeah.
Every mall's dead, and I think
yeah, but Lakeside,
final
we have
nail
one
in the
mall
coffin
down here
is-
people will go to. We have one that's a ghost town, but it's perfect for a movie.
yeah.
Yeah, you
don't
know,
know.
you know, I live like in suburban New York, which is like the land of the shopping mall, and it's always my fear
Okay.
that there's going to be a zombie apocalypse, and the zombie mall, as I call it, you know, the one that's like empty. That's the one I'm going to end up in, not the one with all the cool fly shit. You know, it's gonna be that one. That's the one I'm going to be able to make it to. That would suck.
Oh, man. Nah, dude.
Oh man, yeah. I'm sorry, guys. Quick toy break. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. This is from like the Silent Screamers line. It's like
Actually-
the Silent Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah, I remember those. Those were pretty badass. Like I
Yeah.
had the Caligari from that line, and you crack him open, and it's just like he's like this weird, fucked up.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, check it out. Inside, Dr. Henry Jekyll.
That's pretty brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, another great Hammer movie, Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde.
I got on a big Amicus kick. I was loving those.
Oh, those are awesome,
Yeah,
dude.
they're phenomenal. They're incredible.
Yeah, Vault
Another
of
guy-
Horror.
I think that's down here is Patrick Thomas Parnell. You know
Yeah.
who he is? He lives in
Yeah.
Metairie.
No. In Metairie, no.
Yeah, he puts out a book called fucking what's it called? Johnny Phantasm.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He's got
Yeah.
action figures in his campaign.
Yeah.
Did he really?
Yeah, man. Actually, it's a separate campaign.
Oh,
It's-
hold on. No, he lives in Florida. All right, I thought he lived in Metairie. For some odd reason, I
I'm
thought he
looking
lived in
that up
Metairie.
too. Johnny Phantasm. Okay,
Yeah.
so they look like they did 5 Point. That looks
What
cool.
articulation?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's decent amounts of articulations. All right.
I'm just judging off the pitch.
No, Johnny-
I'm a
Johnny
big
Phantasm.
articulation guy.
It wasn't he never did a lot of it wasn't like a huge articulated action figure he
Mhm.
did. It was based on a pretty standard model that
I like
they
the
used.
He-Man stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that. I thought those were kind of cool because they
All
also
right.
did a Nexus in that using that same model, that same like base figure.
Star Wars.
I don't mind when they reuse toy parts as long as they use them well. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
All right, pull my screen up. Let me know if y'all remember this one.
All right.
Oh, all right. Let me see here.
Y'all remember this one?
When Sybil, an investigative reporter, intercepts an emergency military
It
transmission,
looks like a penis.
deal with the deadliest killing machine ever made.
It actually did.
No, what is this?
It's Black Hulk.
Dude, this looks awesome. What's it called? Black Hole?
I've never
Programmed to
seen this.
terminate its creator's
Dude, this looks-
granddaughter.
Dude, I gotta
Sybil
check
must
that out.
tackle her toughest mission ever.
Young anime fans that I know, by the way, they can't watch
Black
this shit.
Black Magic.
So it's Black Magic M66, and it's either a 1 or 2 part anime, and it's fucking amazing. And if you can watch it in its original format, fine, but the American dub is pow. The American dub is actually fucking great. And the but the one I was talking about earlier, the one that was escaping me, it was Crying Freeman. Do y'all ever remember Crying Freeman?
Oh yeah. There's a live action version of that, by the way.
Yeah, I've never
Really
watched the
good.
live action. Never
It's
watched the
fantastic.
live action.
It's
Live action?
it's awesome. Yeah. For some reason, it's a French movie. It shot in English. For some reason, it never got released here in the States, and it is like theatrical quality. Unlike the Fist of the North Star movie, it's just
Yeah,
like
I got it already.
it's with Mark Dacascos. Yeah, that's actually really good.
I've never. Oh, you got it already? Oh, okay.
No, I enjoy that, dude. You know your shit, man. It's that's fun.
Yeah, but that M66 is really good. You'll if you're like people like Brian who write and who what I've been trying to do, you'll like those little hidden gems. You'll like those
Again, I
hidden
love
gems.
that kind of stuff. I'm at a place in life where I don't need everything to be like perfect and like,
Right.
Avengers or something. Like give me some garbage. I like putting on, sometimes I like those Amazon movies you get off of Prime. Like I'll put on one of those and just I love it, dude. It doesn't so when I'm saying I don't need it to be that good, like it's just I just want to zone out for hours.
Well, you'll watch it and
Honestly-
you're like, go ahead.
Honestly, I don't have time to watch shit anymore, dude. Like I just don't.
I'm with you, dude. But like I'm talking about like you about to go to bed or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I usually try to catch up on comics when I'm going to bed. Like I'll read.
I've been rereading
or something like
Robin
that.
by Chuck Dixon and Tom Lyle, that first series, and
I've heard that's really good.
It is, dude.
Well, I've been checking out a lot of Avatar stuff, like all the Warren Ellis like did a lot of work for Avatar, and dude, his writing
did.
is so badass, dude.
Yeah. He's
He's
really
got-
impressive.
Yeah, like he has this series, and it's like different levels of hero, right? One of them's called Black Summer, and it's like what if the mixture of hero to regular like human personality or whatever was like 25-50 or something like that, and then it's got another one called No Hero, where it's a psychopath that gets superhero powers, right? But the guy who adopted him was a serial killer, and he used to cut people open so he could fuck the wounds.
Right.
So the first thing that happens when he gets superpowers is his penis falls off.
Oh.
Yeah, it's crazy,
What is-
dude.
this
And
is
then the other one is
Avatar?
called Super God. Huh?
This is Avatar? I thought you were talking about
Avatar Press. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Avatar
Wow.
Press. All right.
That's why they got those really great writers. That's why they got Warren Ellis. That's why they got Alan Moore, Tim
Alan
Truman,
Moore. Yeah.
Alan Moore. They got those guys because they were like,
Let 'em
guess
do whatever
what?
they
Guess
want.
what? You guys, when you're getting published under us, you can get away with murder.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
another thing too is they hooked them up with the best artists they could possibly
Yes.
find, dude.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Fashion Beast was also really good. That was a adaptation of a script that Alan Moore wrote, a screenplay that Alan Moore wrote for Malcolm McLaren, the guy who was the manager of the Sex Pistols. And that never got made and was turned into like a 12-issue comic and was really very
Also,
very good.
you got to be careful though, because a lot of those series, like I was reading one, it was called Hero Worship, and as soon as I got to the end of it, it didn't continue.
Shit.
It was supposed to be continued in a different series, but they never did. And also,
That's
there's
interesting when
another
that
thing, too.
happens.
They have this title called Uber, right?
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
it's
I can't-
about Germans, like WW2, like the Germans actually discovered super soldiers, right? And they were, and now it's a race between all the countries to get super soldiers.
Oh,
And
fun.
guess who the artist is on Uber?
Kanan White.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I love Uber. Uber's was fantastic and brutal too. Brutal.
I never read it yet. Like that was one of my Christmas presents. Like I got my,
Oh, you're gonna dig it. You're gonna dig it.
yeah. So I'm waiting for it to come in. But yeah, dude.
Ooh, you know what? One of my Christmas presents came in. I haven't busted him out of the wrapping yet, but
What you got, Jason?
nope,
Frankenstein?
it's Bub from Day of the Dead.
Oh, cool.
Actually, yeah, it's a little too shiny. I have yet to extricate him from his box. I know people that will buy toys and then never take them out of the packaging. I'm just like, really?
I was
Come
gonna say,
on now.
Yeah, man.
All right, well,
Do
let's
you
look at
collect
this.
toys, Tim?
Yeah, I do a bunch. But
I'm not talking about sex toys. I'm talking about action figures.
Right. Man, you worse than Fletch Boogie with all that stuff. No, yeah, I do, but I'm like real specific about it, and I don't care about if they're in the. I almost prefer if they're not. In the
I don't care
Yeah.
if they're in the package or not either. Like,
No, I
you
can-
know,
I
Like,
give
they're
a
not doing
rat's
any
ass.
good. I'd rather put them on the shelf or whatever.
Yes, that's what I. It's
I
just
wanna
like,
hold 'em.
yeah, exactly. You want to be able to take them out, put them on your desk, and move them around. This guy finally dug him up. That's why I got all these bins out here. Is going to be going to Preston very soon, since I owe him
You don't know me.
a birthday present.
When did that come out? That better.
Oh, this from the 90s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
I
talking
know,
a
I
long
know.
time ago.
Well,
That's
yeah.
when you remember they put out the Silver Surfer cartoon, and it was
Yes,
the
that's what this
cartoon
is
was
from.
based on Jack
Okay.
Kirby's style.
Yeah,
Like it was so innovative at the
It's
time.
really
because the
good.
cartoon was
big,
Jack
chunky
Kirby.
figure,
You know
too.
what I'm saying? Like it was Silver Surfer and Jack Kirby's art style.
yes,
Okay.
yeah.
And
It's really
also-
worth investigating.
One of the Easter eggs in that cartoon was they snuck ROM into the cartoon. You know, and they wasn't supposed to do that because ROM is a licensed property.
Right.
You know, like Marvel didn't own that property.
Right.
Yeah.
That was a real surprise. Like I only watched that a few years ago. Like came across it and
Yeah.
had missed
I
it. When
liked
it,
it. I
when
thought it was good.
oh,
dude.
it's wonderful.
They had Beta Ray Bill in there. They had Adam Warlock. They had all of them.
Yes. Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did.
I
And
love Adam Warlock, man.
Yeah.
so basically, Tim, what happened was I sent Preston, since he's like a bigger Kirby fan than I am. I sent him a big old Galactus, right,
Yeah.
with a big button. You
What?
press on his chest, he goes, "I hunger." Then you press it again, it goes, bzzz, and you see like the Kirby crackle in his head. And then he's like, he's just like, "Oh, like, don't you have a Beta Ray Bill too?" I'm just like, "Yeah, I got a Beta Ray Bill." I didn't say I was going to send you Beta Ray Bill. I was going to send you Galactus and MF. But yeah,
Brian,
no, I
I tweeted
followed
a bunch
around.
of
You were a
comics.
Kirby fan either, Preston.
You didn't know I was a Kirby fan?
Oh man, yeah.
You can't tell by my art style?
Yeah.
I was just fucking with you. You couldn't tell by my non-Devils painting that I'm
Hey,
Preston?
it all kind of stems from there anyway. But yeah, I don't
Nah,
know.
I'm
We can
fucking
talk about it.
yeah,
Crazy.
or the 6-gun gorilla painting right behind J Money over there.
Yeah, man, badass.
It's not
I,
real.
So freaking cool. So
It's a
freaking
funny
cool.
thing when it comes to between the difference between actual like drawing and painting. Like drawing is more like, you know, trying to figure out what works here and what works there, and you know, whereas painting is more of a, I hate to say this because it sounds like I'm being a prick, but it's more like a religious experience.
Right.
Because you kind of get lost in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it becomes something completely different. Yeah.
That's interesting.
When you
Aren't you-
finish, you're like, oh, because I'm a terrible colorist, dude. Fucking terrible colorist.
But you're a great painter.
But there's a difference between being a colorist and a painter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like
Yeah.
knowing color theory is way different than coloring 24 pages. Like
I hear you. I hear you. Well, you know, that's the thing is I'm not an artist, right? And one of the things that, you know, every writer, if they're being honest, will tell you is the reason that we're writers is because we can't draw. Worth
Well,
a damn.
I can say this, like with Night Stars, I'm pretty sure like Tim's a one-man show on that. Like he writes, does the art, color, everything, right?
An auteur.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But I don't.
I respect the hell out of that.
If you have that opinion, because would you consider yourself more of a painter?
No, I consider myself an artist. Like,
Yeah, but if you,
no, I'm being
Multimedia.
serious. Like I don't. The thing is that I can't put myself in a category. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not trying to brag, but I
would
can't
it
do
be
it all.
more that
you know?
you're?
So,
I don't know. When I originally thought about you, when we originally met, I thought of you as a painter.
yeah.
As far as like your medium, I don't, you know, whatever you call yourself, but I'm wondering if that has something to do with it, because that would be the
God.
one that you're like. That was like, is that like your go-to? You know?
No, actually, pencils are my go-to.
Okay.
Like, but like painting just was an afterthought because I started airbrushing to make extra money, right? And then I carried over airbrush techniques, like theories and techniques, into painting. You know, like actual paint on canvas.
That's so cool.
And then after that, it just like I just got good at it, I guess. I mean, you know, people, I don't know if I'm good at it. I know people like it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how I feel about my writing. Yeah, exactly. Well, but yeah,
I can't tell you if I'm a good painter or a good artist or anything. That's up to the person that's buying the artwork to be able to
Right.
tell me that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well, dude, dude, you should hear like some of the stuff that people say about you, like on Bancroft's show in
Like,
particular.
big
Like,
penis.
big swinging schwunstucker. Yeah, no, I mean you are like Tim. But what I always tell Preston is I'm trying to get as much work done with him as I can before like Hollywood goes doink and just grabs him.
I told this is what I told my wife the other day, because I don't speak Byzantium or Byzantine. I said if Preston was alive during the time of the Eastern Roman Empire, he would have been swiped up, and
most definitely
you would have been swiped up, and you would have been sat in a castle painting for the rest of your life.
Most definitely.
That's what I do now. Like I just said,
That's what you just like Michelangelo, and like for real. I mean, not to be silly or joke or anything. I know you say you're not good with colors, but look behind me, and so your palette in your brain, which I understand what you mean when you're trying to translate it to pencils.
No. What I said was I'm not a good colorist.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what
I understand what you mean by that, but I don't believe you.
No, I'm good with color theory. I know how to use color
I get what
theory
you're
to do
saying.
that, but as far as like doing it proficiently to be able to color a whole book, there's no way I could do that, dude.
Yeah.
It would take me a week to do one page. Whereas you have people like Tim who could do this shit and knock a book out, 2 months, 3 months on this?
Depends on what you got to do.
It's nice work, man.
Like I'm talking about all of it.
Go to the ending, right? It gets better in issue 4 and stuff like that. But yeah, but here's my thing with art. I think it's more like a muscle than people give it credit for. So like the more I bet you if you sat there and colored a full book over and over and over again, you'll get faster with it. That's what I was trying to get to earlier about what's your preferred medium. Like if you paint more, then you're going to be better at painting. If you pencil more, you're going to be a better penciler.
Well, with Devils, I'm going to paint the whole issue. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not going to hire a colorist. Dude, my last experience with a colorist, I got so pissed off.
Why didn't you color it?
Huh?
Why didn't you color it?
Doc Salem?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm not a good colorist that's being proficient enough to go ahead and do it in a timely manner. You know what I'm saying? Like be able to knock out pages of colored work in like efficiently. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not as efficient as you are when it comes to what you're doing. And it would work better for me to go ahead and hire a colorist, and be able to get it out there to make that money. You know what I'm saying? To get Doc Salem finished so I can make money and go ahead and,
absolutely.
Yeah, but like
there's a reason that system was in place for so long,
Yeah.
Inker, letterist.
Because they're trying. I mean, my God, they're banging out books monthly,
dude.
Well, that's where we have to get to. We have to get to the point where we're knocking books out monthly.
Bi-monthly, at least.
Bi-monthly,
that's my dream. Bi-monthly.
Right.
I prefer a 2 to 3 month period. I agree.
You see, that's not bad. I want like 2 or 3 months.
The reason why does that even matter? Like, so this is my other thing now.
Okay.
So that we can do it and make a living off of it.
Why even bother doing a monthly book? Just do like y'all are doing now. Do what everybody's trying to do now. Just do a trade paperback.
Yeah.
And just call it a day. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't. There's no reason for a book to come out every month.
No, you're right. But another thing too is that I'm always trying to think to the future. And to me, the future is going to be, my future is going to be built on IPs. You know what I'm saying? Like my personal IPs. Because you know this just as well as I do. Like there is no retirement plan for artists. I'm saying, like, you decide to go down this road, you better be good at what you're doing, because there's not, and don't get in an accident.
I mean, my God. I mean, like when you were telling me about Bernie Wrightson, it's like this guy should have been like living in a freaking mansion.
No,
this guy should have been,
Tim, did you see Bernie towards the end of his life? Like,
no, but it's reminding me of that Bill Finger movie that came out a couple years ago, and that's another crazy story.
Bernie, what happened was the last time I seen Bernie, it was a week before he died, 2 weeks before he died. I seen him at Comic Palooza in Houston, and he was sitting there, and his wife was there, and they were selling these Swamp Thing posters, right? These screen printed posters. Mine's hanging up in the back over here. And I asked her, I was like, "Oh, these are awesome." I was like, they were all the same price, but I wanted the black and white because Bernie did the inks and he did the pencils on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I asked her, I said, "So, do you have any more?" She says, "No, we're selling these because we have all these medical bills that we got to knock out for Bernie." And I was like, "Oh shit," So I bought mine, and Bernie, dude, I remember seeing Bernie in the 90s. When I met Derek over at one of the first Comic Cons they had down here, and he was full of like piss and vinegar and all that kind of shit. This was not the same Bernie, because this is his third brain surgery or second brain surgery, and they cut out the part of his, because he had brain cancer. So they cut out a chunk of his brain, and it was the part with his talent, so he couldn't draw anymore. He was basically, he could only sit there and smile,
I mean, at that point, put me down, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, there's no retirement plan for us, like, could you imagine if Bernie spent his life creating IPs, besides doing Marvel?
Yeah, he could
like
be a trust. His family would be set.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Well,
Like,
don't look at things, and like a lot of people, how many times you go on like Facebook and people are like, "Oh God, 2020 sucks," and they're crying and stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't do
You're a
that.
comic artist. It's a great time to be alive, man. If you got ideas, it's a great time to be doing something. So,
oh man,
locked in the house and it's just you and your art pad.
exactly.
Yeah, dude.
we can do stuff like this. Kirby and them couldn't do stuff like this back in the day.
No.
How much did Kirby get fucked with Marvel and stuff like that?
Yeah.
DC?
Exactly.
So imagine how much money that dude would have made.
Exactly.
Oh,
No,
It's
no.
crazy,
Exactly.
man.
Yeah. The only reason Kirby didn't die broke was Image. Todd McFarlane,
Good time to
Rob
be alive
Liefeld,
here,
all
you know?
those guys.
90s probably was great, but we know people that were popular in the 90s that are still broke. That are broke now.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Norm, what's his name?
Brayfogle?
Brayfogle.
I love Norm's work, and I was friends with him on Facebook.
Me too.
But what he did was he decided he had I don't know if it was diabetes or something like that, but he decided to not take his medicine and do P90X and get in shape. And dude, he got in shape, like he was built and all that kind of shit. But he had a massive stroke because he should have been taking his medicine, right?
Oh man,
and he was paralyzed on his right side. Doing Brayfogle. Norm Brayfogle did Batman Arkham.
Had a really great run on Detective Comics in the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, Norm couldn't draw anymore because he was completely paralyzed on his right side.
But that's just that's a weird move. I mean, I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either.
That has nothing to do with being a comic book artist. You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird.
What happened was he never had any fallback. Like, this is a guy that worked on Batman, dude.
I know.
And when he had his stroke, he basically went broke. Like, they had to start, a GoFundMe for him and all kinds of shit like that because he had no money coming in, but he had medical bills. You know what I'm saying? He still had medicine he had to buy and shit like that.
Yeah, man.
And it got bad, dude. I don't know. When he died, I don't know if it was suicide or not, and I'm not going to say it was, but I did talk to him. I talked to him a bunch, and it was dark. You know what I'm saying? Like, his mood was really dark at the time. Well,
medical bills in America. Well, he and Bernie broke the cardinal rule of living in America. Don't get sick.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't get sick.
Well, here's the thing, though. I guess what I'm saying is, I mean, let's be honest. When you want to talk about security, is anybody really secure once they get past a certain age? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you can work all your life, but I mean, if the economy crashes, there goes your retirement fund. You see what I'm saying? I mean, it's the promise of security. It's not actual security that you.
No, not at all. I mean, but we
don't even have that. I'm saying, like, dude, I don't know if Tim's got it, but I know Yeah.
I got to sell my house because you know, I had quit my job to take care of mom, and
Well, I've told my parents multiple times to watch how much they spend because I'm gonna need that money when they yeah.
but it's like the medical bills are just fucking insane, man, freaking insane. You
Well,
know,
that's what I'm saying. Like they were talking about they want to go on
stroke.
vacation, and I'm like, don't go on vacation. You know, you're going to spend way too much of my inheritance, and I don't need that happening. It's like, just stay home. Just stay home and be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, be quiet. You know, don't take any drugs. Don't get addicted to anything.
All you need is
gonna blow too much
Netflix.
of my inheritance.
Yeah, there's like lots of cool shows.
No. They don't need Netflix because Netflix costs money, and it's more my inheritance going out the window. You know what I'm saying? Just stay home and read books. That's all you need to do.
I always knew that it's one thing I was never getting was an inheritance. That's for damn sure.
Eat ramen. Eat ramen for the remainder of your life. I remember you're sure.
Oh Christ! You're cold-blooded, man. That's cold-blooded. Oh, by the way, your
apparently
your beta ray bill is on the way, but also I'm gonna include a little something extra in here, brother.
Pot?
Because you recently got married. You recently got married.
Oh, yeah.
And, this is like a tradition for me. Whenever I have a friend and they get married, bow, 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 I've been feeling lovely, baby. Yes, you're gonna get a copy of this.
Brian, I don't know if you know this, but me and Lottie have a secret relationship that we don't tell people about.
That's okay.
And,
Keep that shit on the down low. But
Lottie loves give them massage.
I'm telling you, brother. You read this book. Next time your woman's mad at you. What you do is you read this book, and she comes home, and you turn the lights really low. You put on the Barry White. So you know I'm a little Marvin
You
Gaye.
want me to read that book and not just go straight to Pornhub?
No, no. It's your woman will love it. Your woman's gonna thank me for sending this to you. That's all I'm saying.
I hear you. I think the show's going a
There's
little
some room
long.
for Adam too. Yeah, I gotta crash soon. I was gonna say.
Yeah. No, it's about to hit 2 hours, and we're supposed to only do this for an hour.
It was fun though. Nice meeting you too, Tim.
Yeah, dude, like I said, both of y'all super knowledgeable, man. I enjoy. Look, I could watch a show of somebody digging toys out of boxes and showing me what the fuck's inside of those. Like I love all that stuff. Man.
I keep saying like. We got to do a show one of these days where it's just like a bunch of us getting together and just busting out boxes.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody grab like 3 of their bins and just
yeah.
Hey, I'm totally down with that. We could do that too, dude.
I'd be into it, dude.
Because I know, I got stuff. I don't even know what's in there anymore. You know, so.
Oh yeah. Oh, I mean, to me, that's one of the fun things. Is sometimes you'll find a bin all the way at the bottom. You pop them open, and you're like, I forgot I had this.
Well, see, let me bring this up before we go, dude. My buddy, so he's selling all his stuff, and I'm tempted to make a bid on it, like, because I'm like, dude, sell it to me. You're saving on shipping, you're saving on packing. I was like, let me just give you like 100 a bin. But I'm like, dude, these are your toys, and like sometimes I'll bust them open, and it's kind of like a memory. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it. Exactly. So, part of me doesn't want him to sell it, but I was like, whatever. It's just kind of weird. So I enjoy that. It's like going down memory lane a little bit. And I'll rotate them out on the shelf every now and again. You know,
that's what I do. That's what I do. But man, once my friends started having kids, that was rough on my toy collection because they'd come over, and so I'd bust out the bins of toys, and then they'd fall in love with something, and I'd be like, "What are you gonna do, bro? You're gonna take the toy away from the child?" Be like, "No, kid, you can't have my Frankenstein. It needs to go back into the into the closet and like." You can't do that, you know. So, oh man, my collection.
Hey, that was a friendship test. You're a good person. If you,
I try. No, I'm not a good person. I'm just not a rotten person. That's all.
Well, the deal is your friends are rotten people because they should be better parents. They should be like, no, we're not taking that home. Like it's staying here.
Yeah, that's all
I had
good.
that situation the other day with a stuffed tiger. I'm like, dude, just take it. Like it's. And they're like, no, we got enough toys. Like that's when the mom and dad got to come in.
All right. Yeah. You guys don't go anywhere. Hang on. I'm going to end the show. It's been great having you guys out here.
Peace
Hex,
of everybody in
Thank you,
in the chat.
Glitter and sparkles.
Peace out,
Glitter and
Hex.
sparkles.
Peace out,
Okay.
Eddie.
Yeah, we'll talk to you
Big
guys
hell.
later. Be here for Wednesday's show when I have Don Chin,
Ooh,
radioactive black belt mutant
Oh,
hamsters.
yes.
hell yeah.
And he also did Stargate. All these,
Stargate.
he did a crazy amount of work, dude.
Nice.
And
Nice.
right now he's releasing his new book, X Farce.
Yes.
And
I heard of that.
yeah,
Another
it's
clap.
going to be insane. Also, check out Doc Salem on Indiegogo, and it's in fulfillment. People are getting their books, and it's.
I'll be
it's
ordering it this week.
You never
And-
ordered a book?
I've read it. I've
I
read it.
explained to you my half-ass my situation.
It is certified wicked cool bitchin'.
There you go. All right, you guys take it easy. We're out of here.
Minus
Peace
JW.
out.